Happy Friday and welcome to our Parent Advisory Council meeting for the month of April. We hope that everyone has had a great week and that everyone's gearing up for a beautiful end of the year. We cannot believe the graduations are coming, but we hope that you celebrate your young ones and that you're looking forward to an amazing summer. So today we have a lot of great information to share with you. But I will say the first thing that we want to really encourage you to do is whatever information you find, please share with your networks, share in your group me, share on Facebook, share with everyone. So today we're going to be talking about summer learning and feedback opportunities because we really want your voice. But again, if you're joining us today and you're like, what in the world is Parent Advisory Council? So we're coming to you on Facebook Live for Parent Advisory Council, but we cannot wait to see you in person soon. But on Facebook, we're coming to you. So we encourage you to use the chat. And even after we come to you on Fridays at 10 o'clock, we encourage you to still post stuff, send questions. This Facebook space is our space. So we're here for building community. We're here to provide a space where all voices are heard. We're here to share information and to receive information. And we're here to really just, build community with community partners within our school district, and most importantly, with our families, with you all. So that's what we're about. And today we're going to have some amazing information about Backpack League, which is coming soon. The registration's coming soon. We'll have some great information about Paper. Paper is an amazing tool that's available to everyone right now. And we're also going to have great information about how to give your voice with new student assignment plan, the proposed plan. So here we go. Make sure that you're putting things in the chat, and we will be interacting with you in the chat and answering your questions.
Hey everybody, I'm Raymond Yaksik. I work in the Title I office and Teaching and Learning office for Jefferson County, and I'm one of the program managers for the Backpack League. We are going to be offering the Backpack League this year for 1st through 12th graders, and it's going to be offered this year from June 15th to July 15th. We are really excited. We are burning the midnight oil right now with staffing and making sure that we have teachers who are going to offer some high-level programming for students. But what's going to be really important for you is to know that communication is coming your way. We're going to be sending emails, utilizing School Connects, and also the daily details that go out from Jefferson County. But what's going to be really important is to look for the registration. Registration is going to be happening in early May 9th to be exact. So in the coming days, the coming weeks, you can start to look for that communication and know that as we start ramping up towards the program, we're going to be sending out some stuff. So look forward to seeing you. Hope to see your kids there. And as I said, May 9th is that time, and looking forward to seeing everybody in the Backpack League this year.
Hello, Jefferson County, my new Cardinal family. My name is Deshae Cabea, and I am a senior customer success manager. And today I'm going to talk to you about Paper. Now, you're probably wondering, like, what is Paper? What is that all about? What is this new online platform that Jefferson County has provided for each and every one of your students in the grades of 6th through 12th? Well, today I'm going to talk to you about it briefly. I won't take too much of your time, but we will walk through the platform a little bit so that you can see how your student can maximize what Jefferson County is providing for you. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. And we are going to get started. So Paper, the educational support system. So what is Paper's mission? Paper's sole mission, and my mission too as an educator, is to deliver educational equity through personalized learning, to level the playing field for all students. We understand that there's going to be gaps. Some of your students may be awesome in science, but they may be struggling in English, right? Or they may be great in math, but they may be struggling in science, or whatever the situation may be that's individualized to your student. Paper is here to provide a solution for you, okay? So What is paper? It is working to support both the teachers and also the students. It's a 24/7 unlimited access to our platform. They get live help that connects them with tutors via chat, and they also get 24-hour essay review. So let's say that one of your students the night before needs to create their draft, and after creating their draft, they need someone to look at it. But you as a parent just don't have the time to go through line by line and read your student's paper and give them the corrections in order to turn it in. Paper makes it easy. All you need to do is submit your paper, or your student needs to submit it via their profile, and then an actual live tutor is going to edit it. And within 4 to 6 hours, they're going to get that paper back with all of the edits and corrections on there. That's going to help them be able to turn it in on Monday morning when that English teacher or that science teacher or that scholarship that they're applying for at college needs it to be submitted. And additionally, we're going to provide this support in 4 different languages: English, Spanish, French, and Mandarin. So it's really cool that your student, particular to whatever their language may be, they can actually tailor their tutors to that language to get the direct experience that they need when utilizing paper. So the paper experience, right? What is your student really getting? Well, number one, we're giving you unlimited access to a tutor 24/7, 365 days a year through chat in those languages, right? But we're also making it to where they're available any time of the day, any time of the hour. We typically know here at Paper that most students, their sweet spot is between 9 a.m. and 1 a.m. in the morning, right? When they're doing their homework, when they're cranking it out for the next day, we are going to be here to walk them step by step. We're also offering them unlimited annotated essay review. So if your student wants to submit their essay, their writing assignment or their scholarship assignment 50 times, that is okay. It's unlimited. So that means 50 different times a tutor is going, of all different backgrounds, they'll never get the same tutor, right? When they're looking at those essays, is going to review that essay and give them that positive feedback and constructiveness that they need to make it the best when they turn it in. It's going to be accessible on any device. So don't think like, oh, this is a great platform that Ms. Deshay is talking about, but I don't have a computer, or I don't have a tablet at home. That's okay. We're meeting the students where they are. We're putting it on every single device. So even your phones, you can utilize paper with. It's all interactions are recorded and they're transparent. So that means that if your student or you as the parent, you want to get in and you want to ask these questions in those parent-teacher conferences, like, hey, is so-and-so actually getting on and utilizing this free tutoring platform that Jefferson County is providing for them? Because they seem to still be really struggling in math. You can have those candid conversations with your teachers because it's all recorded and it's all transparent there for the teachers, the district managers, and others within the district to be able to see, and for you as a parent to be able to see as well. And then of course we have a limited professional development and support. We want your students to not only know that they can come to us for a resource, but we also want them to know that we are there for their professional development. We want to make sure that they know how to study and how to critically think through problems. And that's what we're going to be able to provide to them through this tutoring experience, right? So why paper? Why did Jefferson County think, oh, wow, like we really need paper? It's really simple. Our mission is to provide equitable, personalized, and scalable academic support that serves every member of your school community. And when you look at that Jefferson County Public School mission as well, they too want to challenge and engage each learner to grow through effective teaching and meaningful experiences with caring and supportive environments, right? And so when you look at those two missions, we align together. We want the same thing. We want to break down the barriers of students getting home and maybe not being able to do their homework because they have a question, or we want to break down those barriers if your students are in class and the teacher wants to put them in small groups, right? Now you have a live person on those devices that can help alleviate some of those things for the teacher and make the holistic view of the classroom even more better than it already is in Jefferson County. So who's our educators, right? They are certified educators to support your team, right? So we don't just go and hire or get anybody. You have to be certified in a specific subject in order to be one of our tutors. And we put you through various tests to make sure that you actually know how to do math, that you actually know how to do English, and so on and so forth. They are also trained in what we like to apply as the syncretic teaching method. So, none of your students are going to be able to get on and type in the chat like, hey, can you give me the answers to this? We will never do that, right? We want them to learn. We want them to grow. And so no answers are ever going to be given, but yet we want to guide your student through the process of learning in order to get them to that answer so that not only do they feel accomplished when they finally figure out what that answer is, but then they're able to apply it on that Tuesday morning when they have a pop quiz or they have an exam on Thursday in that same class, and they're killing it in the classroom because they understood what the tutor was telling them at home on Monday night, right? And all of the educators are paper employees. So they're no freelancers. They're all employed through paper in order to provide the best service that we possibly can for your students. So you're probably thinking as a parent, like, what's the syncretic method? Or like, why don't we just give the answers, right? So the student is going to come to us first with a question or a challenging concept. That's typically how it usually starts. And then the tutor is going to identify what the student actually knows, right? So they may ask your student, like, what is the first step of this math problem, right? And then the tutors are going to guide them through the problem by asking them questions to kind of make them progress through to that answer. And then hopefully by step 4, the tutor is going to clarify any confusion that your student may have, and they're going to have a strong conceptual understanding of the concept in which they presented to the tutor. And finally, which is my most favorite part, the students leave the session truly feeling more confident and independent after working with our tutors, which is so amazing. So I'm going to let us take a look right now at the dashboard, and we are going to kind of see what your students are going to be looking at. So if you take a peek here at my dashboard, clearly it's going to say my name, but whenever your students log in, it is going to be their name, okay? So they are going to have their personalized account. They're going to ask a few questions, and then once they sign in through Clever, it's going to be all of them. So those 3 questions are just going to ask, hey, what subjects are you doing really well in that you feel like you're thriving in? What subjects are you kind of struggling in? And do you have any type of studying tips, right? And it's okay if your student doesn't. We're all learning. Even at 28, I'm still learning and I'm still growing and I'm still thriving every day. So it's okay if they don't have any studying tips right now, but we're going to be able to meet them where they are individually. So every profile is going to be different. So we want to make this very seamless, very easy for the student. If you look in the top dashboard here, if they just hit the chat right here, it's going to take them directly to a tutor and get them started. Let's say that your student wants to change and they want to actually do their speak everything in Spanish, right? So all they need to do is just change their language preference to Spanish, and it's going to turn their entire profile straight into Spanish. What does this also mean? Once your student changes their language into one of these 4 languages, it is going to also route them to a bilingual tutor that speaks that language. So when they go in to chat with the tutor about math, they're going to get a bilingual tutor that also can chat to them in their native language, which is really, really, really cool. And then additionally, if they upload an essay for revision, then they're going to get their corrections back in their respective language, which meets them where they are if that's where they feel most comfortable, right? So if we go on down through your dashboard, they're gonna have a few intro videos that we strongly encourage for them to watch. But the biggest part to this is what their dashboard actually looks like. So we have already went in and we have synced all of your students' classes. We have the names of their teacher and also the subjects in which they're taking for that semester. And so all that they need to do is, like, let's say that they need help with math. They're just going to go click math and it's going to connect them straight to a math tutor. Okay. And then once we get to the math tutor, it is going to tell me that I'm connected to Laura, and within 10 to 15 seconds, you can already see that Laura is ready to type and she is ready to ask me, what do I need today? Okay, so I'm just gonna, for the sake of this video, I'm just going to put in that I need help with a quick math problem. And let's just say that it's this, right? And Laura is going to look at that math problem and then she's going to get directly back with me in order to see, pick my brain and see what comes next, right? So your student has a couple of different ways that they can interact with Laura. It's really a texting back and forth, as the young kids say, to kind of figure out what they need to do. But they have a couple of ways in which they can speak to Laura. So they could type, I could type it in the chat, what I need to do. I could say, I really don't know, right? And then Laura is going to kind of walk me through the process of that. Or I could say, I just want the answer, right? And let's just say that that's what I put in there, right? You'll see the reply of Laura, and she's gonna, nicely let you know, like, hey, I can't give you the answer, but what is some things that you know, right? So, and over to the side here, if your students want to draw, they can also like draw out the answer or the problem, and then whatever the next steps are in the equation. Okay, so that's kind of the small functions of like what these things are. In the nitty gritty of things, for the sake of time, I also want to point out that your students can save their sessions. So if they want to save their sessions, and let's say they want to come back and say, hey, I met with Andrew on the 13th, and they want to maybe go back and review some of the things that they did before prior, this is a great studying tip for my students out there, so that if they want to go back and reflect and review for that unit review or that unit exam, they have all of their history saved and it's right there for them. And all they need to do is just click the banner there, right? So, and here you see Laura kind of leading me in with wanting me to know, like, hey, instead of telling you the answer, let's work through this problem step by step. So it's a really cool syncretic method, and it's great for our students. So for the sake of time, let me go ahead and hang out of here and just tell her all of your students will need to let the tutor know how long they're going to be, how long they have in the session, or if they're done with the session. So you can just say like, I have to go, or the tutor's taking you long to reply, right? So we just want to know why you're leaving. But most of the time, students just get the help that they need. So that's what we put. Students can also rate how the tutor did, and then they can give like some comments on what they said that the person did great about. And they can also leave personalized comments as well. You submit, and then it pops you right back to your dashboard. So if you have a math assignment and you have a history assignment, and maybe you have a Spanish or a science report, all of those things can be toggled in and out of through there, right? With the click of some buttons. So the last step that I want to show you all is really what an essay review looks like, because I know a lot of students will utilize this. It's not just for English papers, it's for history, it's for science papers, it's for your seniors and your juniors out there that are applying to college and they want someone to look over scholarship essays or their admissions essays, right? It's for all of that. So your student has the ability to just upload a paper into the thing. You want to put the title of the paper, let them know the language preference you want to have it in, the course that it's attached to, and then the rest of it's kind of self-explanatory. The more instructions that your student gives the tutor, the better that they can help them write. So if there's a rubric, which typically there is, you can always just upload that so that they have it, and then any other additional questions that they may have. One key note to point out to you parents that I know that you'll love is that they'll tell you how many is in the queue, right? And they'll tell you the hours that it's going to be until you get that revision back. So right now, our turnaround rate's pretty fast. If I submitted it right now, I would get it back in about 4 hours. So what does a revision kind of look like if you were to submit one? It kind of looks like this right here. So if you look at this revision, it's going to give you not necessarily like all negative. I love that it also gives us great points as well, positive things that our students are doing instead of saying all the things that they're doing wrong, right? So in point 5, it says, great point, like Jacob is doing awesome, right? But then other things it's going to tell you, like, I need more clarity, be more concise. So it puts all of those corrections on the side so that and it numbers them clearly so that your student knows exactly what they need to be doing when it comes to making those corrections. So without further ado, that is kind of the platform in itself. That's kind of the platform in a nutshell, the time, because I don't want to take too much of your all's time, but I want you to know that this is already out. It's already live. All of your students 6 through 12 have access to this platform. I recommend that all of you guys utilize it. If you need anything from me, I like to call myself kind of the backbone of this, right? I'm the backbone because I'm supporting Jefferson County to make sure that your students are successful. So if you as a parent need anything, if you have any questions, concerns, comments, please feel free to email me. It's just deshay.cabea@paper.co. I would be more than welcome to speak to you all or to guide your student if they have any problems or questions along the way. I truly appreciate you all letting me come and speak to you today and kind of talk to you about what I do here in Jefferson County and what we're providing here. I'm really excited to get started on this journey, and I look forward to any and everything that you guys are going to bring to the table as well. Thank you so much and have a great day.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the PAC meeting. My name is Lindsay Bale, and I'm a supervisor in student assignment. I want to thank you guys so much for the opportunity to be here today and to listen to our student assignment proposal. As you may have heard, we do have a lot of possible changes that will be happening across the district in student assignment. And so today we are just thankful for the opportunity for Dr. Polio to present to you the information about the proposal. Again, this is still a proposal. We do hope that this will go to the board in late May for a vote. And so prior to that time, over the next 6 weeks, we are trying to collect feedback from our community, our parents, our students about what you think about the plan and any suggestions for improvement. So we want to know, what do you like about the plan? What do you not like about the plan? Do you have any suggestions or additional questions that you need answered in order to feel comfortable with the plan? So today you're going to hear about the details of the plan, and then you will have an opportunity to fill out a feedback form. So your feedback is critical because we want this to be a co-created plan with the help of our community and our families, and we want it to be a plan that serves all families well. So this is just a really critical time in JCPS history, and you guys, we are asking you to be a part of the feedback so that we can have a co-created plan that really is the best for all students, that will help improve academic outcomes for all students. So we are going to put a link in the chat. One link will be for our new school locator. So what you can do in that school locator is you can type in your address, you can look at the current boundaries, you can compare them to proposed boundaries. You'll also see the new traditional boundaries that are being proposed in there, and you can provide feedback on that. Additionally, we'll provide the link to the full document that has all the details of the plan. It is a very large document, and we do understand that families may not have the time to go through the whole document, but if there are specific portions of the plan that you want more information on or need more details on, that's where you will find that information. And then we're also going to have the link to the feedback form. And so we would love for you to take the time to complete that feedback form to let us know just what you're thinking about the plan and how we might be able to improve it to better serve your children and your family. So thank you for your time today. I really hope you enjoy the presentation by Dr. Polio, and we hope to hear from you. We look forward to receiving your feedback so that we can go through this historic event together and have a better school system for all of our students. Thank you all so much and have a wonderful day.
For us at JCPS, we talk a lot about what the current state is and what our future state vision is for everything in JCPS that is going to positively impact student outcomes. And there is no doubt for us, the best way to predict the future is to create it. And that's what we are trying to do. We have a vision for what JCPS can be like in 3 or 4 years, specifically when it comes to student outcomes and changing the necessary foundations in JCPS to do that. And one of those is with our student choice proposal. And it is pretty simple what our future state vision looks like. First and foremost, we want to foster a transparent and trustworthy system of resource magnets serving diverse student populations. Simply put, as you will find out, that is having magnets that actually are magnetic and attract students to a specific school for a learning style, that reflect our student population, and that also are very transparent so students and families know why they got in or why they did not get into a magnet. Secondly, which we have not done for a long time, the onus of diversity in JCPS has been placed upon students, specifically in West Louisville, and predominantly black students. 95% of the students who are bussed out of their neighborhoods to achieve diversity are students from West Louisville, and they are black students. And so we want to provide black and brown students with a choice to attend thriving, diverse schools close to home with strong resource programs, or continue to leave their community if that's what the family chooses. And finally, this plan will improve experiences for all students and families, leading with equity in mind and building stronger trust. And so I want to reiterate, we will be focusing a lot on students in West Louisville in this plan, but this student choice proposal will positively impact every student within JCPS. So first and foremost, let's talk about our dual resides proposal and our feeder pattern proposal. One thing you will see as we come up throughout this plan and this presentation is that our elementary, our middle, and our high school student assignment plans were all developed independently and not together, which has really developed and made a lack of feeder patterns within the student assignment plan in JCPS. So very little predictability for families and very little choice for students in West Louisville, what we have called our satellite zones. Now what we are looking to is calling that our choice zone, because we are going to provide choice for students in the choice zone who have not had that choice before. Up until this point, if a student has not been accepted into a magnet program in this choice zone area, they must attend a school outside of their community that is not their choice. And unfortunately, 3 out of 4 of those are Title I high poverty schools. So let's take a look at the new choice zone that we have for you right here. The map shows that it is predominantly West Louisville, but also includes neighborhoods in the Smoketown area, Lower Brownsboro Road area, Southwest Louisville as well. The choice zone, as you can see, instead of our current plan, which is chopped up into 20 to 25 different zones with middle and high school drawn separately so they don't align with each other, that has led to a lot of feeder pattern problems. So a student who lives in the neighborhood close to the academy at Shawnee, their middle school assigned school may be Camerer Middle School, all the way out in East Louisville. Meanwhile, their high school is at Valley High School. So today in JCPS, we had a family, a parent who sent one middle school child to Camerer Middle School all the way out by Ballard, and another child in high school out to Valley Station at Valley High School. That's not fair to the family, and it's not equitable for all of our students in West Louisville. So you can see, first and foremost, in this choice zone, all of these are now aligned with the middle and high school. So 100% of the students who live in a zone, so if you look at the top corner where you see Ballard and Camerer, 100% of the students in that particular choice zone area will have the opportunity to attend Camerer, and then all of them will attend Ballard. So if they leave their community, go outside of their community, a school farther away from home, all of them get the opportunity to attend Camerer and Ballard High School. But you can also see that we have our elementary schools listed by network. So the light green area is Network 1, and that correlates with schools that are in southwest portion of the county. Area B are those in the southeastern part of the county, as you can see, J-Town, Moore, Seneca, and the middle schools that correlate with them. And then also on Network 3, which is the red zone, you can see that's Ballard, Eastern, Wagner, Atherton. on the east side. So we correlate that specific area with the side of town that the student may choose to go to. But as you will see, all of the students in the choice zone will also have an opportunity to attend an elementary school, a middle school, and a high school close to home. And the elementary schools, as you can see down the right-hand side, you see the choices that they have in Network 1, Network 2, and Network 3. So every single student in this choice zone will now have the opportunity to continue to go farther away from home option if that's what they choose, and also a close to home option if that's what the student chooses. So let's look at a couple of examples here specifically so we can focus on what the options are for a family. First of all, student A. The star on the map shows you that the student is in the choice zone and is actually in the Ballard choice zone area. And so this family that lives in this house, which is very close to the academy at Shawnee, their options for elementary school. If they choose to stay close to home, the family can choose between Portland, Atkinson, Breck Frank, and Bick Elementary. All of these schools are in the choice zone and they have the opportunity to put down a first, second choice just like we do now. Or if we look out to the Ballard reside zone, the family would have options away from home that include Chansey, Dunn, Norton Commons, Norton, Wilder, and Zachary Taylor. So a family who lives in the household noted by the star near the academy at Shawnee has the choice of 10 elementary schools for their cluster. 6 that are away from home and 4 that are close to home. And then at the middle school, the family would then have 2 options. One would be the new West End Louisville Middle School. We are going to have to build a new middle school because unfortunately, because of student assignment, we haven't invested in West Louisville and we have not built a middle or high school in West Louisville since 1952. So that is something we need to do immediately. And then the away from home option for the student A would be Kammerer Middle School. At the high school level, the family would have 2 options, the academy at Shawnee or Ballard High School. So as you could see, every single family, there's a clear feeder pattern whether the family chooses to attend school close to home or farther away from home. Now, we talked a lot about how this will positively impact every student in the community. So let's look at student B, who, as you can see, lives in the far northeast corner of Jefferson County. Now, instead of having 13 different elementary clusters, middle schools that are designed differently, and high schools that are designed differently, the family that lives in that specific area has a clear feeder pattern. 100% of the students in that Ballard resides would attend either one of those 6 elementary schools. All of them would then attend Kammerer Middle School, and 100% would feed to Ballard High School, which is very different than what we have now. So let's look at student B's options. Just like before, student B would have the elementary options close to home: Chansey, Dunn, Norton Commons, Norton, Wilder, Zachary Taylor, or they could attend also the school in the choice zone, which would be their option, which would be Portland Elementary. Secondly, at middle school, 100%, if they choose their assigned school, would go to Kammerer Middle School, and 100% would then attend Ballard High School. So as you can see, a clear feeder pattern if the student chooses their assigned school. All families, whether in the choice zone or the reside zone, can still apply for magnet programs or networks and transfers to attend a different school if that's what they choose to do. So let's take a quick look at what feeder patterns means. This is our current proposal right now. As you can see, the shaded areas are all of our current elementary clusters. They should be aligned as closely as possible, elementary, middle to high. When we overlay the orange lines, these are our middle school lines. As you can see, they're very different than the elementary school zones. And then finally, if we overlay the high school lines, which are the purple lines, you can see they are all developed separately, which means different feeder patterns for students and families all over the community. This is not the best way to serve students. Our proposed plan, as you can see, 100% of the elementary school zones clusters align perfectly with our high schools. We came as close as we possibly could with our middle schools. Unfortunately, they were designed in different areas than our high schools. But as you can see, if we overlay the middle school lines, the orange lines, and the high school lines, you can definitely see the improvement in the feeder patterns that we now have, which is going to help every student in this district with predictability. you see our current state feeder patterns. As you can see at the very top of these are all of our high schools. Now look how many middle schools feed into some of these high schools and how many elementaries. In the middle of the page, you can see Seneca High School, for example. Seneca High School has 7 different middle schools that feed in to Seneca High School that are assigned. These are not even application programs. And 14 different elementary schools. Each different color is a different cluster. So as you can see, we are moving students all around the district through the assigned program, and that is not what's best for students. And unfortunately, the students who are being moved the most are our students of poverty and our students of color. Now let's look at our feeder patterns based on the recommendations. Clearly you can see a difference because instead of having 7 different middle schools, instead we're having 1 middle school, 2, and at the absolute worst, 3 middle schools and about 5 or 6 elementary schools. This one is the example for Network 2 and can clearly show you how our feeder patterns have improved based on this recommendation. So as we remember our why from the very beginning, what we are looking for in a student assignment plan and student choice is first of all consistency. All students get a choice close to home. For 38 years, every student in this district, except those in our choice zone, have had the opportunity to go close to home. It is time we provide all students with that consistency if that's what the family wants. Then we have continuity, which is improved feeder patterns and predictability for families. So when families enter into JCPS in elementary school, there is a clear pattern of predictability if they choose their assigned school from elementary to middle to high school. And finally, choice. Students in the choice zone have that additional choice which they haven't had before. And all of this will lead to an improved sense of belonging, which leads to positive outcomes for our students, and without a doubt, improved attendance for all of our students in our schools. This is our why. Another very important aspect of this proposal is that we provide the necessary resources and supports to our schools in our choice zone. Currently, there are 13 schools in our choice zone. We will have 11 elementary schools, 1 middle school, and 1 high school. And it will be imperative that we provide the resources and supports that the students need in order to be successful. And so you can see our choice zone support plans include a new $12 million investment in our schools in the choice zone. Clearly, this will be in addition to our current funding, but high schools, the Academy at Shawnee, will receive an additional $2.5 million a year. Our brand new middle school, on top of their existing budget, will receive an additional $2.5 million every year, and our 11 elementary schools will receive an additional $7 million every single year for a total investment of $12 million. And we plan on providing this to our schools in a variety of ways. First of all, in our academic supports, having extended learning after school and in the summertime, expansion of our career pathways in both middle and high school. I've been very proud that at the Academy at Shawnee, we just added the best flight simulator in the Commonwealth of Kentucky. And so this is what we have to continue to do to invest in programming. We will have meaningful and relevant curriculum for our students. We will also have college courses, both dual credit and AP at the high school level, and magnet program enhancing at the elementary school level. We're going to have additional counselors and additional mental health practitioners throughout the school and enhanced athletic and extracurricular activities. And then very important is that we're going to pay teachers more. We're going to pay teachers more to be in our choice zone schools and to stay there, along with our administrators as well. We will have small class size, one-to-one technology and the best facilities in our choice zone. And then to answer the question of how we're going to ensure that that continues year after year, whether another superintendent is here or another board, we are going to put these resources and supports in our policies, and it's a part of the policies that will be brought forward to the board around student assignment, so that if this changes in the future, it has to be done at a board meeting and publicly so that the community knows that these resources may be changing, but it will be in policy, which means it guarantees the supports for our choice zone schools year after year. And then we will be asking in policy that our board votes for policy that we have an outside entity come in and audit every single year to make sure that we have a public report for our board and the community to show that we are providing the resources and getting the outcomes that we want in our choice zone schools. And finally, a big proposal is our magnet strategies. I said early on in this presentation, we wanted to make sure our magnets are magnetic, that attract students to a type of learning that the family wants, that they reflect our student demographics throughout the district with diversity, and that it's also very transparent in how we accept students into our magnet programs. So let's take a look at a few of the highlights, and I would encourage you, there is a lot to this plan. Dig into our proposal on our website, but clearly we have to clarify the purpose of magnets throughout the district to make them magnetic. We need to implement our JCPS magnet program standards, which are based on Magnet Schools of America, and make sure that all of those are based on best practice. Review our non-magnetic magnets. So those magnets that are not attracting students, we need to make sure that we either remove that magnet or provide that school with the support that they need to make sure it's magnetic. We need to ensure that our magnets are actually magnetic and they're whole school magnets, so that we, through student assignment, are not placing a child or a family into a magnet that may not be the type of learning they want. For instance, Spanish immersion. We can't place a student in the 3rd or 4th grade into a Spanish immersion program when they haven't had the first 3 years of support that a student who chose that magnet would have. We need to dedicate resources and support and implement this magnet redesign process. We are going to create diversity targets and goals for our schools so that our magnets reflect our student population. Once again, we're going to remove school-initiated exits. We believe, just like every school, that when a student is accepted into that school, the school and the community needs to step up to support those students. We'll have centralized lottery for schools that use a lottery, and we're going to align mirror themes so that we have a performing arts school that may have 400 applicants, but only 100 children get accepted into that. We need to make another one of those and develop another performing arts magnet, because clearly there is a desire for that in student learning. And then finally, access, once again, replicate our popular magnets, develop new technology plans and outreach programs so that parents understand their options and there's much more clarity around how this works. Review and adjust our magnet boundaries, especially at the traditional school programs. And then finally, create K through 12 continuation plans. So if a student is in a Spanish immersion elementary, we offer that at the middle and the high school as well. So finally, you will see our implementation timeline. Nothing will change for next year. In 22-23, all of our assignments are complete at this time, or we will use the current process to do that. But we would like to have these implemented for our showcase of schools and selection for the 23-24 school year. I want to reiterate, no students will have to leave their current school. If they are already in that school, that's where they will remain. For the 23-24 school year, we will begin this process with kindergartners, 6th graders, and 9th graders. More information will follow from that as we move forward. So we want to hear from you. It's been very important that we're out in the community. Hopefully you've had the opportunity to join us at one of our feedback sessions and community forums all over the community. But if not, you can access this information on our website. The entire 311-page plan is currently on our website, including all of the maps. The ability to find parents and families where you may change your school assignment. You can type that into our website. So go to our website and then give us feedback. There is a feedback and community forum portion of the website that allows you to provide us feedback. Tell us the things you like, or maybe the things that we need to explore and look at changes to. We still have time to do that. This is why we are communicating with all of our stakeholders over the next several weeks before we bring it to our board in late May and early June. So please go to the website and give us that important feedback. Finally, I believe the time is now. 38 years is way too long for us to review our student choice and assignment proposal in JCPS. For the first time ever, we're bringing an elementary, a middle, a high school, and a magnet plan together to better serve our kids in this community and to achieve better outcomes. I believe this will do this. This will bring sense of belonging to our kids. This will bring choice to our families like we've never had before. And we will have better resource schools than we've ever had before, especially in our choice zone. So the time is now to get this done. Thank you for your time and your input and feedback as we move forward.
All right. I hope everyone was able to get some information that was helpful. Again, please continue to use the chat if you have more questions, and please share this information with your networks on GroupMe, on Facebook. Please share this as much as you like, so to make sure that other people have this great information. And so our next meeting, last meeting of the year, is on May 20th at 10 a.m. We'll be virtual again. But next year, we cannot wait to see everyone in person. We'll still have virtual options, most likely, but we really can't wait to get back to our in-person. But our next and final meeting is May 20th. Get ready to celebrate your young ones. So on May 20th, we're hoping to do some shout outs for our students to really recognize the progress and recognize all the accomplishments from our young people. So be thinking about some accomplishments you want to share, and let's promote that. Also, you can always check out our website that we have active. The link is in the chat, so that you can check out our website that has community resources on there. We have a lot of information about our Activate program that will be on there, if not already. Our Activate program was a parent program where parents talked about different things that they want to see changes with, positive changes, and they did the work to actually make some recommendations. So it's really encouraging to hear that. They're also going to be sharing some information on May 20th. So check out that site. Hopefully you'll find some stuff that's helpful. And lastly, connect with us on social media. We're on Twitter, we're on Instagram, we're here on Facebook. Let's stay connected in this virtual space. So thank you again for joining us today. My partner in crime, Andrea Brown, whoop, whoop. Feel free to contact either of us if you have any questions or concerns. But again, thank you so much for joining us. We will see you soon.